Hi there, my wonderful audience, both real and imaginary. I'm Maria Sue, and welcome to Finspirational. Originally, my first video was meant to be light and fun, but as I was gathering ideas for content, I stumbled upon something important, and I felt the need to address it like right now. So if you're tuning in from the Philippines, kamusta po? Chances are you've heard about Finland's continuous recruitment of nurses, and it's been making headlines for quite some time already. But have you ever wondered how the lovely people of Finland react to these news articles? Well, brace yourselves because it's a reaction that might leave you surprised. Finland is referred to as the world's happiest country for many good reasons. But when it comes to the topic of hiring Filipino nurses, their happiness levels seem to drop. This video unveils the reaction of Finns towards the hiring of Filipino nurses. Finland's reputation for being the world's happiest country has been used and might soon be overused by companies to attract workers from overseas. I guess it's an effective strategy. But are the Finns really happy to see you, my fellow Filipino nurses? Opo, nurse po ako, hence my passion to talk about this subject matter. Well, if you are considering to pursue your nursing career here in Finland, please continue watching because this video will give you insights on the possible challenges that you might encounter when you come to Finland to work. Apologies for living under a rock. I just found articles that were published a few years ago. This was when a Finnish politician said that a solution for the shortage of workers in Finland's nursing homes could be to hire nurses from the Philippines. And on Facebook pages where similar articles were shared, the angry faces dominate the reactions. Well, you might say that it's an old article, it's not relevant anymore, get over it already, maybe things have changed. Not really, because in this newer article about Finnish hospitals importing Filipino nurses when the Philippines itself is suffering from shortage of nurses. See the number of sad faces, the angry faces, there's the more than half of the total number of reactions. When I read the comments, some were concerned about the ethical implication of hiring nurses from a country that's suffering from nurses shortage itself. But those were not the comments that got in my nerves. Perhaps you're curious about what they write about Filipino nurses and why the angry faces, why the sad faces, ano bang ipinuputok ng butse ng mga yan? Number one thing that they always complain about is the Filipinos' lack of Finnish language skills. They always say that Filipinos have very poor language skills. Now on to the comments, starting with Miss Perfect here, who associates the hiring of Filipino nurses to more mistakes in the workplace. Now, since this was from a person who didn't even write in perfect Finnish, I think it sucks. Next, it's Misunderstood, question mark, who claims that she wasn't understood on the phone and will never ever be understood forever and ever, magpasawalang hanggan, siya nawak. Are you sure about that? Or did you just assume that you weren't understood because the person who answered the phone had a foreign accent? Well, to me it's sad because it seems that the Finns do not trust Filipino nurses. All they see is a worker that has poor language skills. Moving on. Now, this person thinks that an elderly patient plus a nurse with poor language skills is a recipe for disaster. The elderly does not understand anything and the other person or the nurse just smiles. Pitikuhan and itke. Smiling is not always appreciated in the world's happiest country. I have an experience with that. There was a time when I was smiling and the other person thought that I was laughing at her. For Filipinos, it's so natural for us to smile. It's so easy. It's part of us. Smile is our superpower. Here's a comment from a person who thinks that it's useless to be hardworking if you do not have enough Finnish language skills. Oh, how poetically said. Well, to the person who wrote this, yes, Finnish language learning is kyllä suomen kielen oppiminen on vaikeaa, mutta se ei ole mahdotonta oppia sitä. Alussa on kielimuuri, mutta ei se pysy ikuisesti. Uskoisin, että ajan, kärsivällisyyden ja harjoittelun myötä sujuvuus kehittyy. Concerns were not limited to Finnish language skills, as you can see in this comment. Will they be paid €1 per hour and they marry Finnish men who want foreigners as spouses because they cannot get anyone from Finland? Pati ba ng pagiging loveless, sisi mo pa sa mga Pilipino? Well, well, it seems that Filipino nurses are not just seen as threat in the workplace, but also threat in others' personal lives. Kawawa naman tayo, lahat isi-isi sa atin. I understand the concerns about patient safety in general. What I find annoying is that the comments about possible errors are just too exaggerated to the point that they are already insulting. Like in this comment, what happens when a Filipino who poorly understands Finnish makes their first medication error, like misunderstands verbal instructions over the phone or in another situation? I mean, there could be fatalities. O fatalities agad. Excited ka naman yata masyado. This person talks as if Filipinos lack common sense to handle things in the workplace. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the most insulting comments I've ever read. This person said that in Finland there are nurses and there's no need to hire idiots with no Finnish language skills. Sinong dakila? Sino ang tunay na idiot? We can all express our opinions, but the use of offensive words is unacceptable. It's just wrong to underestimate the competency of Filipino nurses, especially with medications. And these people who were writing about lack of Finnish language skills, blah, 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 you write as if the Filipinos cannot read at all. Hello, we can read the labels of medications. And the training of Filipino nurses in nursing schools is far more strict than the training they have here in Finland. I could attest to that because I studied in both countries. Ngayon naman puntahan natin itong comment ni Ate who said that for sure they're good nurses but they don't speak Finnish and barely speak English. Now I wonder if this person really encountered a Filipino nurse or did she just assume that Filipinos do not speak English? I guess some people here in Finland do not know that English is one of our official languages, that the teaching language in school is English, our books are in English, we answer exams in English. They are not aware of that. About her idea to train the young Finns to be caregivers for the elderly, well, good luck. I think it's wrong because nursing profession is not for everyone. So the lack of Finnish language skill was the concern of many. But there were some who were daring enough to write that they don't like the Filipinos to come here. Here they said no to Filipinos and Finns take care of Finns. These were from Facebook and this one was from Twitter. Maybe I should give my work schedule to these people. I don't have any good words for those people who posted those offensive comments. I was actually advised to just ignore them. One of my Finnish workmates even said that what those people write expose their own character. But to me, they're just too much to be ignored. And I feel like if we continue to tolerate such negative comments, all those wrong assumptions about Filipino nurses, they will just go on and write the same things about us forever. Same wrong things. And I refuse to be silent about it, hence this video. There is something to be done about Finnish language skills. Well, study Finnish like crazy before coming to Finland. And when you get here, just study and study, keep on studying, and ta-da! You will break the language barrier. Keep in mind that even if Finland is named as the world's happiest country, it's still not perfect. Do not expect too much because in reality there are still people who will refuse to accept you. But that doesn't mean that we will tolerate those people who look down on us, especially in the workplace. Defend yourselves by speaking up. Isumbong nyo. And if you're a foreign nurse in Finland, I would love to hear your thoughts. Please feel free to comment or send me a message. So my wonderful audience, even if most of you are imaginary, thanks so much for taking time to watch this. Stay tuned for more insights, my adventures with the Finnish language, and more. Don't forget to subscribe and follow Finspirational on Facebook. See you in the next video.